meeting of the San Francisco Ethics Commission. Today's meeting is being live cablecast on SFGov TV2 and streamlined live online at sfgovtv.org/ethicslive. For public comment, members of the public may attend in person or may participate by phone or the WebEx platform as explained in our agenda document. Moderator, can you please explain how the remote public comment will be handled today?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Public comment will be available on each item on this agenda. Each member of the public will be allowed 3 minutes to speak. For those attending in person, opportunities to speak during the public comment period will be made available here in room 400, City Hall. For those attending remotely, public comment period can be also provided via phone call by calling 1-415-655-0001. Again, the phone number is 1-415-655-0001. Access code is 2485-933-0820. Again, access code 2485-933-0820, followed by the pound sign. Then press pound again to join as an attendee. For callers, you will hear a beep when you are connected to the meeting. You will be automatically muted and in listening mode only. When your item of interest comes up, dial *3 to raise your hand and be added to the public comment line. You will then hear, "You have raised your hand to ask a question. Please wait until the host calls on you." The line will be silent as you wait your turn to speak. Ensure that you're in a quiet location. Before you speak, mute the sound of any equipment around you, including television, radio, or computer. It is especially important that you mute your computer if you are watching via the web link to prevent feedback and echo when you speak. When the system's message says, "Your line has been unmuted," this is your turn to speak. You will hear staff say, "Welcome, caller." We encourage you to state your name clearly. As soon as you begin speaking, you will have 3 minutes to provide your public comment, 6 minutes if you're online with an interpreter. You will hear a bell go off when you have 30 seconds remaining. If you change your mind and wish to withdraw yourself from the public comment line, press *3 again. You will hear the system say, "You have lowered your hand." Once your 3 minutes has expired, staff will thank you and mute you. You will hear, "Your line has been muted." Attendees who wish to speak during other public comment periods may stay on the line and listen for the next public comment opportunity and should raise their hands to enter the public comment line by pressing *3 when the next item of interest comes up. Public comment may also be submitted in writing and will be shared with the Commission after this meeting has concluded and will be included as part of the official meeting file. Written comments should be sent to ethics.commission@sfgov.org. Once again, written comments should be sent to ethics.commission@sfgov.org. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Moderator. I now call the meeting to order. Agenda item number 1, roll call, please.
Commissioners, please verbally indicate your presence by saying aye after your name is called. Commissioner Bush?
Aye.
Commissioner Flores-Fang? Absent. Commissioner Finlev? Absent. Chair Lee?
Aye.
Commissioner Romano?
Aye.
Chair Lee, with 3 members present and accounted for, you have a quorum.
And also let the record reflect that Commissioners Finlev and Florence-Fang were excused for this meeting, and Commissioner Bush is participating virtually. Agenda item number 2, public comment on matters not appearing on the agenda. Does anyone present at this meeting wish to make any public comment? Seeing none, Moderator, can you check and see if anyone is waiting in the queue?
Thank you, Madam. Thank you, Madam Chair. For remote participants, if you joined the meeting early to listen to the proceedings, now is the time to get in line to speak. Members of the public who are already online and wish to provide public comment on matters not appearing on the agenda under item number 2 should now dial *3 or raise your hand in WebEx, if you have not already done so, to be added to the public comment line. Once you are in the queue and standing by, the system will prompt you when it's your turn to speak. We also ask that you please address your comments to the Commission as a whole and not to individual members. Madam Chair, please stand by as we check for callers in the queue. Madam Chair, there are no callers in the queue.
Okay. Public comment is closed for agenda item number 2. Now is consent calendars for items 3, 4, 5, and 6. There will be, as noted on the agenda, there will be no separate discussions on the consent calendar item unless a request is made by a commission member or a member of the public in attendance, in which event the matter shall be removed from the consent calendar and considered as a separate item. If any commissioner asks to discuss the item, that item will be taken up following actions on the consent calendar items on the regular calendar for discussion and action. Does any members wish to discuss any item?
No, I move to approve the consent calendar.
Okay, second,
I second.
okay. Public comment, please.
Please stand by. We are checking to see if there are callers who wish to discuss any consent calendar item. Madam Chair, there are no callers in the queue.
Okay. I forgot to mention, there are just a couple of minor items I laid to, it's not for discussion, but for the draft minutes on page 2, agenda item number 8 in the middle of the page, Chair Lee added the selection process. I'd like to add that she would prefer CPS not provide the information Commissioner Bush is asking about to add due to privacy concerns. And also on agenda item number 5, I just want to comment that it was, for the executive director's report, it was really wonderful to see there was 0 penalty charged for 700 followers, and that really shows that the commission staff has done an excellent job educating followers on 700. So I just wanted to reflect that on the record. So since there's no public comment, roll call, please.
On the motion to adopt the consent calendar, Commissioner Bush,
Aye.
Chair Lee,
Aye.
Commissioner Romano,
Aye.
Madam Chair, with 3 votes in the affirmative and 0 votes opposed.
Okay.
The
Thank you. Now to agenda item number 7, which is the proposed SARP stipulation, decision, and order in the matter of Alison Collins for School Board 2018. Let's have Director Ford to give us a brief review of this before we take action.
Thank you, Chair Lee, Commissioner Romano, Commissioner Bush. This stipulation appears as a regular agenda item as opposed to a consent calendar item only because it was signed within 10 days before this meeting. And when that happens, the commission doesn't have enough time to decide under its normal process whether or not to pull it from consent and place it on the regular agenda. So we just place it on the regular agenda to give you the benefit of the doubt in case you'd like to discuss it. You don't need to. It's in no way different from a normal stip. So I just wanted to clarify that process point.
Okay.
But glad to answer any questions you might have about it.
Okay.
Go ahead. Do you have questions about its substance?
No, I just wanted to check with Commissioner Bush to see if he has any other questions first. Since we can ask
No,
him.
I'm fine. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Romano?
I was just curious if you think that there was intent to deceive or conceal, or, I mean, I understand the violations, but I was wondering if you feel like that there was actual intent to misuse her position of authority here.
I might defer to Mr. Willett on that question because he investigated this case, but that would not be the case. We would have pursued that through this, but I don't know if you have anything additional to add to that.
Thank you for the question, Commissioner Romano. We did not find any evidence of any abuse of power or intent or willful deceit by the committee or Alison Collins as an individual. And as part of the streamlined administrative resolution program process, respondents took corrective action and filed amended campaign statements to fully disclose the missing contributor information, as well as to disclose and file those missing personal financial disclosure statements.
Am I correct that Ms. Collins was here a second ago? No. Oh,
I haven't seen her today. Have you,
Raphael.
Eric?
Counsel for Ms. Collins was going to be available by call-in, so it's possible that Mr. Gary Winnick might be on a phone call with us, joined remotely. Not sure if that's the case, but he said he would be available to answer any questions if necessary.
And I guess another question is, if you're self-employed, what are you supposed to put on the form?
You're supposed to indicate the name of the entity that you work for.
And because, 13 people wrote self, instead, the committee should have gone back to these people and what's their taxable formal name?
That's correct.
Seems like, to me, a very minor violation of the rule. I think you could call it a moderate one. I would.
That is why it was included in the Streamline program.
Okay.
Eric, FYI, Gary Winnick is in as an attendee, and he is currently online.
Okay, do you have any
Thank you,
questions?
Mr. Moderator.
for-
No.
If not, let's entertain a motion to approve this. Do I hear a motion to approve this?
I move we approve it.
Second? I'll second.
I move that we approve it.
Okay, and I'll second. Public comment? I think we asked for public comment for this one already.
No, we haven't. Please
Okay,
stand by.
public comment,
Madam
please.
Chair, please stand by while we're checking to see if there are any callers in the queue who wish to comment on item number 7. Please stand by. Madam Chair, there are no callers in the queue.
Okay, public comment is closed. The motion was made by Commissioner Bush, seconded by me. Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve the stipulation as proposed, Commissioner Bush,
Aye.
Chair Lee,
Aye.
Commissioner Romano,
Aye.
Madam Chair, with 3 votes in the affirmative and 0 votes opposed, the motion is approved unanimously.
Thank you. Wow, we're moving fast. Now is agenda item number 8, which is a proposed closed session item. Today's agenda includes a proposed closed session item under item 8 for an update with labor negotiator regarding labor negotiations. This item has been scheduled for the Commission's discussion and possible action. Employee relations staff from DHR and City Attorney labor lawyers have been invited to be with us today for this closed session item. The anticipated issue in the negotiation is the status of the meet and confer with the employee organization, the San Francisco MEA, regarding the Ethics Commission's gift and ethics recommendations for city law. For purposes of this item today, there are 4 steps involved. First, under Item 8A, we will receive public comment on all matters pertaining to agenda item 8, including whether to meet in closed session. Second, we will then vote on whether to meet in closed session under California Government Code, Section 54957.6 and Sunshine Ordinance Section 67.10, E, to discuss labor negotiations. This will be an action item as noted in item 8B. Third, if a closed item is held, the Commission will initiate that closed session meeting to meet with the labor negotiator, and following that closed session, we will then reconvene in open session. Fourth, pursuant to Brown Act, Section 54957.1 and Sunshine Ordinance, Section 671.12, and as shown under agenda item, we will discuss and vote on the motion regarding whether or not to disclose any action taken or discussions held in closed session regarding the labor negotiations. I want to note that we have not, oh, I'm sorry, DCA, I did not see you. Good morning. We have in the meeting DCA Rusty and the HR director, Carol Wilson, is participating virtually, I understand. So, DCA Rusty, is there anything that you wish to add about the closed session process?
No, Commissioner.
Okay.
Move forward.
Thank you. If not, let us proceed. We now go to public comment. Moderator, can you see if there's any commenter waiting in the queue?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Please stand by while we check to see if anyone would like to comment on item number 8. Madam Chair, there are no callers in the queue.
Okay, thank you. So let us proceed to a vote under item 8, whether to meet in closed session. Do I have a motion to go into a closed session?
I move to go into closed session.
Thank you. Second, roll call, please.
The motion has been made and seconded to proceed into closed session. We will now call the roll. Commissioner Bush?
No.
Chair Lee?
Aye.
Commissioner Romano?
Aye.
Chair Lee, with 2 votes in the affirmative and 1 vote in the opposition, the motion is denied.
Can I consult with the DCA? Is the majority vote for the members present or?
Commissioner, Deputy City Attorney Brad Rossi, yes, it would be, the required vote threshold would be a quorum of the commission, so you need 3 votes for the motion to be successful. So at this point, the commission is not in closed session. You have several options. You could continue the matter to a subsequent meeting, or you could hear the matter in open session. It's up to you.
Who was going to talk? Or can we even say that?
Director Alison.
Dr. Alison, yes.
And my understanding is this has been delayed since December. And I think that the public is running out of patience. My concern is if we were to go into open session, the DHR director as well as our own staff may not be able to share the
I'm not sure
pertinent information necessary.
what the story is here. We're just sitting around waiting.
I'm sorry. What was that? Who was that?
I believe Commissioner Bush wanted to speak.
I have something I wanted to say about why I voted no, because it's, I think, relevant to how we proceed. Can I say something?
Sure.
Is that
Can
within order?
Commissioner Bush, can I finish my train of thought? So
Yeah.
the reason why we have this scheduled today was because it was delayed from last November and December. We put it off for a month, and then we could not have a presentation from DHR. So we decided to have this meeting today with the DHR director present so that we may be able to ask really critical questions on how to move forward once and for all, specifically on the scheduling if we were to proceed toward a 2024 placement on the campaign. And my understanding is if we were not to make any decision today, we are going to be really, really close should we proceed to take action for the 2024 election. So I am very, very concerned that if we cannot have this closed session today, we would not be able to meet the 2024 scheduled deadline. And if we were to proceed in the open session, we would not be able to have the critical information necessary to make an informed decision as a commission. So Commissioner Bush, please go ahead.
My objection is to the participation of MEA and some others that are listed as attending in the closed session. Those offices are managers who have been found, whose staff have been found in violation.
Commissioner Bush,
And
can I, let me just interrupt for a second. I don't think that anybody from MEA is invited to the closed session.
They're on the list of attendance that I received.
No, the only participant for this closed session will be the director of DHR.
And the other names that were on the list that I received are actually not real.
What are you talking about? What document are you talking about? Are you referring to?
In the agenda lists those people who will be invited to participate in the closed session. And one of the group that's listed is MEA. That's the whole crux of the matter, is I don't think that anyone who has any responsibility or involvement in wrongdoing to be part of the discussion about how to handle wrongdoing.
Commissioner Bush, I believe that we agree with you on that. My understanding is, I'm looking at the agenda myself, that these are people who are involved in the negotiations. These are not people who are present or participating in the closed session. Is that correct, Mr. Canning?
They're people who are involved from the city's side negotiating with the commission. It's possible that members of DHR
Without confusing things any further, are they participating in the closed session? The people listed on the agenda item.
Jennifer Stogan from the city attorney's office, Director
So
Carol Alison.
who is in total participating in the closed session?
The commission staff and DHR Director Carol Alison and representatives from the city attorney's office.
That's it.
That's it?
Yes, in the closed session.
All right, you just had said somebody else, though. Somebody from the city.
City attorney's office.
City attorney's office, Ms. Eisen, and commission staff.
Correct.
Commissioner Bush, is that satisfactory to you?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so can we entertain?
So I renew my motion to go into closed session.
Okay, second it. Roll call again, please.
A motion has been made and seconded to proceed into closed session. I will now call the roll. Commissioner Bush.
Aye.
Chair Lee.
Aye.
Commissioner Romano.
Aye.
Chair Lee, with 3 votes in the affirmative, the motion has been passed unanimously.
Thank you. So now we will move into closed session for an update with labor negotiator. We are now back in public session. I want to thank the members of the public for your patience and engagement as we now resume our open session meeting. Do I have a motion on not to disclose any action taken or discussions held in closed session?
So moved.
Second it. Roll call, please.
On the motion not to disclose closed session deliberations, I will now call the roll. Commissioner Bush.
No.
Chair Lee.
Aye.
Commissioner Romano.
Aye.
With 2 votes in the affirmative and 1 vote in the opposition, the motion failed.
I'd like to ask our DCA for your opinion. Again, how do we proceed? with
Sure,
the-
Commissioner Deputy City Attorney Brad Rusty. In order for the closed session deliberations to be disclosed, there would need to be an affirmative vote of 3 members to disclose those materials. So absent any further action, those materials will stay confidential.
So we don't even need a vote to So the vote to not to close is not a vote. We should not typically do that.
No, we still need to.
Wait, no, we don't. No, we don't.
Generally, what commissions do.
Which is
and
what?
Vote, there needs to be a vote after the closed session on whether or not to disclose the discussion.
Okay.
And generally, the motion is not to disclose. The commission is required to make that decision after a closed session.
Okay.
Here, because that motion failed, the commission was unable to take any action, and I believe that materials would stay in closed session.
Got it.
If you'd like to, it would be cleaner if there was action affirmatively not to disclose. So if you'd like to take the vote again, you could.
No, that's what we just voted. There would be cleaner if somebody moved, Commissioner Bush, I don't know if you can listen, but it would be cleaner if somebody moved to disclose the closed session materials.
I understand the reasoning for not to disclose. On the other hand, having participated in that closed session, I didn't hear anything that I felt the public was not entitled to know.
Okay, I'm good.
Okay, so,
So we're prohibited, at the current state, we're prohibited from disclosing.
That's right.
Okay,
okay.
let's move on.
Okay, case closed. Now let's take public comment on agenda item number 9, which is discussion and possible action on items for future meetings. Moderator, do we have any commenter?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Please stand by as we check to see if there's any callers in the queue. As a friendly reminder to members of the public, public comment can also be submitted to ethics.commission@sfgov.org. Once again, public comment can also be submitted to ethics.commission@sfgov.org. Please stand by. Madam Chair, there are no callers in the queue.
Okay, public comment is closed. Any recommendations or suggestions for future comment, future agenda items, colleagues?
No, I had previously said something about hoping that these meetings would go expeditiously. Today I think we actually got a fair amount done today.
Okay,
In general,
let's
we
move.
moved quicker than usual, so thanks to everyone, seriously.
Okay, great. Let's move on to agenda item number 10. Additional opportunities for public comment on matters not appearing on the agenda pursuant to Ethics
Didn't we just
Commission
do that?
bylaws.
Didn't we just do that?
No, this is additional public comment. That is for future agenda items.
Sorry, I jumped the gun.
Madam Chair, please stand by while we check the queue to see if there are any callers. Madam Chair, there are no callers in the queue.
Okay, now agenda item number 11, which is adjournment. Thank you, everybody, and have a terrific weekend.
Thank you. Seriously, I think we did a lot.